Audio's back. The audio's back. No. No, the audio is gone. Ugh, guys, I'm super sorry. This is completely my fault. The audio was gone. No. That's annoying. It's okay. It's all right. The problem was that I'm trying to do this new thing, and the first live stream like this, it went wrong. But it's okay. It's okay because we're back. The audio is back, and that's all that matters. I'm super sorry. I hope you guys were able to lip read some sorts, but it's fine. Now, what I was talking about, right? What I was talking about, it was just such a good rant also. Anyways, right? So what happened was the CPI, right? The CPI came down to 4.9%. The year on year came down to 4.9%. The core came down to 5.5. So the core came down to 5.5% from last time's 5.6. Now I mentioned in the previous video saying that if we do see the percentage comes back down to 5.5%, then this will be super bullish on Bitcoin. The reason being is the core inflation rate is what determines the Fed announcing their interest rates in the coming FOMC meeting. So this is because it excludes very volatile stuff like food and energy. So us coming down to 5.5% is super bullish for the S&P, the stock markets, and of course Bitcoin, because we see that little bit of a correlation. So this is why we're seeing a pump towards the upside. Of course, overall inflation is also coming down, which is a very nice factor. But it is called the CPI, as Da Vinci likes to call it, because it's just, they just say that's the number. But the truth is the actual inflation rate is much higher when you look at, real life stuff. Like you go to the store, you buy something every day. So that is the actual problem with it. But let me check the chat again to see if you guys can hear. Thank God okay, perfect. Microphone up. All right, all good. Hopefully video gone. Video gone, is everything good? Please let me know if everything is all right. You guys are scaring me. Now I'm getting like PTSD. Okay, perfect. That's good. Everything is good. Please do leave a like. That would be absolutely amazing. Let's get this stream up to 50 likes. We're currently at very low, poorly at 21 likes. So let's get this stream up to 21 likes. That would be perfect. Now, in terms of the position, right, yesterday I discussed this. So we had a hammer candle yesterday, right? We had a hammer candle, and I did say that if we have a confirmation towards the upside on the next candle, the way I will trade a hammer candle, which is, this is how you do it. You trade it if it's a bearish one, right? You trade it when the next candle goes above the opening of the previous candle, the hammer candle. So this is where you would enter a long position in terms of how you trade hammer candles. And the stop loss, you put it at the lowest point, the lowest point in the wick towards the downside. So that's how you actually set up your trade on a hammer candle. Now, I did say that on the Telegram channel, right, that I'm not personally looking to enter this trade at the moment because as you guys know, I don't like to trade the day before, and the day after news events due to huge volatility in price. So I personally skipped this one for now, and I did say that I'll update you guys on the live stream later on. So right now, that's what I'm doing. So, but if you did decide to take this trade, because of course nothing in this video was financial advice, and you guys have to just try absorb the TA over here, put it on your own charts, and come to your own conclusions. That's the secret to success. You really shouldn't copy whatsoever, and this is not financial advice. It's just my own TA, right? So that's what I would recommend in terms of absorbing the knowledge, the TA knowledge, and then putting it onto your own charts, and then trading with your own conclusion and with your own market sentiment. So if you did decide to take the trade, though, you would have had around a 1% trade unleveraged so far. If you did decide to take that long position, I would move it to break even so you don't let a winning trade lose money. That is the most important thing. But guys, make sure to go down to the description below and do join that free Telegram channel, because it's for you guys. It's the free Telegram community. It's all for you. So make sure to join there. I share my analysis. I share my updates after I actually post the video itself. So make sure to go there. If you don't have a TradingView plan yet, this is where I do all of my charting. Do make sure to click that link below, because you can get actually up to a $30 bonus put towards your new plan on TradingView. And finally, guys, if you want to trade, you can do it on Bitflex. Currently, it requires no KYC. It's one of the only few exchanges that do not require KYC at the moment. And it's very simple and easy to use. It's like a simple sample version of Bybit, so it's good for beginners. So you can use that link over there to get up to a $2,000 bonus. Now let's jump back to Bitcoin. Let's conduct some more analysis. Now, if you guys remember from the previous video, right, on the daily time frame, we broke down from this symmetrical / ascending triangle, and I told you guys that that would be super bearish, and the support that we had, right, one of the downwards targets we had was 27.2k, which we came down and wicked very nicely, as there is pretty important level of support. Now, I'm going to get rid of these resistance and support lines just for now. Of course, the take profit right now towards the upside is at 28.2k. That's my, my long reversal target, as there is important support from the continuation we had, of a couple of days, actually a couple of weeks ago now. So that's the next level of take profit. Now, if I get rid of these, we get a more cleaner look at the chart. So what's happening, right? What is happening? Do we have a bearish sentiment? Do we have an overall bullish sentiment? Look, the thing is, right, if interest rates begin to come towards the downside, along with the Bitcoin halving in the long term, that's when we'll see, in my opinion, the next Bitcoin bull market. But in the short term, it's not looking amazing, right? It's not looking amazing. We could be potentially forming a head and shoulder pattern on the weekly time frame, right? On the weekly time frame, it's looking scary. And of course, it's still too early to say we are going to form a head and shoulders pattern for sure. The way that we can see a validation on this is if we break below the very important level of support at 26.6k. So if we do break this 26.6k level, and I'll mark it on this chart at the same time, so around about here, right, if we break this level of now support, right, then we can head towards the downside, and the next level of support will be at the 24 point, let's say the 24.5k, just to be conservative. So if we do decide to break towards the downside from 26.6k, then I'm going to open a swing short position from this level over here and take profit at this level too. But if you guys want to see my exact targets and how I'm going to risk manage this with my stop loss, go and watch my previous video, because I gave more detail in that video over there. So you can, after this video itself, because it's not look like we're going to crash in the next couple of minutes for sure down to that level, after this video finishes, the stream finishes, then you can go ahead and watch that video over there. So let me quickly check what is going on in the live stream. I'm super upset that my audio didn't work at the beginning, but it's okay. It's okay. I tried a lot to make this stream a bit more fancy than last time, but thankfully now it's working. So perfect. Now, if you want me to go into any TA for any of your favorite altcoins, this is your opportunity to leave in the chat below what you want me to look at. You want me to put my sound up? Okay, let's put the sound up a little higher. So now is the sound good? Let me know. Is the sound better now? Is the sound good? Let me know. Okay, so I will look into Sol, I will look into Ethereum, and I will try to look at Pepe also. Perfect. That's awesome. So the stream is now looking better. So I want to look at Pepe right now, right? I want to look at Pepe. And a couple of videos ago, I did say, like, I made a title saying Pepe is going to zero. Is that the reality of the situation? Well, look, it's probably not, right? We won't go to zero. It's already we've matured a lot, right? We're at almost 110,000 holders, and most likely we're not going to go to zero. But I do believe that the meme coin hype is starting to be over. We're not seeing as many Pepes and Pepe Inus and Pepe whatever coins pump like crazy. We've seen Ben pump a lot in the past couple of days in terms of meme coins. But now it looks like we've started to slow down and the hype is beginning to die off. But the immediate thing that I'm seeing on the chart for Pepe is that we could be forming a bearish, this DEX tools chart is very, very bad. We could be forming a bearish continuation pattern on the 4-hourly time frame. Now, the way that I can see this is I got to go into full screen, and I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we can go full screen like so. Perfect. It's showing nicely on the stream too. So the immediate thing that I can see is we could be forming a bearish continuation pattern. So if we do break this level, then we could go even lower, right? So this is the first thing that's scaring me. It's a pretty big bearish continuation pattern. And if it plays out, it's not going to be very nice whatsoever. So let's make this as clean and as clear to you as possible. Let's get the trend lines more accurate. So boom, so we've got the bear flag forming right over here, like so. So boom. You know, yeah, it is more of a bearish continuation pattern, and it's a bit unfortunate that this is forming. If we break below the support of 1717 especially, then we can come down all the way to 1315 in my opinion. If we go even further down, then it looks like as extra 09711 is also possible. So personally, I'm bearish. Again, we need to see a huge external factor, right, to push the price of Pepe. If we do break this 2154 level, then we could head back up to like 2490. So this is what I'm looking at for Pepe. But you guys know me, I'm personally not trading meme coins at the moment. I'm a Bitcoin guy. I'm more of a Bitcoin maximalist. So that's what I will be sticking to. So if we get the stream now up to, let's see how many likes we're on at the moment. If we get this stream up to 200 likes, I will look into another altcoin of yours. So let's get the stream up to 200 likes. And the moment we do, I'm going to look into Ethereum and a bunch more other stuff. Now, it's beautiful because Bitcoin is now nearing our target, right? Our target was at the $28,200 level. We're still seeing a push towards the upside. And if we do end up reaching this 28.2K level, it will be super, super nice for Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to go into the 1 hourly time frame and see what has happened. Yeah, as you guys know, we talked about this continuation over here. We talked about the Bollinger Bands beginning to squeeze also in the previous video. And I did mention that we will most likely see a big, gigantic move pretty soon. And that will be determined by the CPI today. Now, that is exactly what happened. So congratulations again. Now, my next reversal target, as I mentioned, is the 28.2K. So I believe that, after this candle closes, we can come up to this level and we could see a potential continuation right here. And then according to what's happening then we could see a break. But you guys know me, my trading strategy is, of course, trading important support and resistance and opening positions there. So that is my current trading strategy. That's what I'm doing, and it's looking to work pretty well. Now, if I get rid of the Bollinger Bands, the next level after this 28.2K is, of course, the 28.7, then the 29.1. But now I want to look into Ethereum because we haven't looked at Ethereum in a while. So let's go into Ethereum. And guys, I'm super hungry. I actually didn't have lunch. So, man, some water and some food would be very nice. That's a lesson learned for the next live stream. So let's go to ETH USDT. I believe it was an OKX, my chart. Yeah, I think we did a little amount of analysis. We didn't do too much on Ethereum. But if we jump into the 4 hourly time frame, let's see what is happening. Yeah, we haven't looked at Ethereum in a while, and I have no clue what these things are. But we did have this descending triangle and this symmetrical triangle before, and we had this nice bullish divergence on the other side that caused Ethereum to pump towards the upside here. But now it looks like we are kind of a little bit derailing from Bitcoin from here. We've not seen a massive move like Bitcoin has shown, but yeah, it's looking pretty interesting on Ethereum too. I don't really trade alts, even Ethereum. Maybe I should start doing so. I'm more of a Bitcoin guy, but let's see. Let's see. Ethereum looks pretty interesting at the same time. I'm not seeing anything clear showing on Ethereum at the moment. I would be monitoring because we are seeing a continuation rising wedge. So a continuation rising wedge, if we break towards the downside, in TA it has a higher probability of breaking down, which would not be good at all. But Pepe is seeing a pump following Bitcoin pumping. Now we're at we're still at $28,000. So this is what's happening on Bitcoin. But let me see, if we were able to get this stream up to 200 likes, I will look at another altcoin. So let's see, we got it at 190, guys. Smash up the likes. If we get up 10 more likes, I will look into one of your favorite altcoins. So come on, let's see it. Let's see the likes go up, and then I will look into your favorite altcoin very shortly. Man, it's such a shame that the audio didn't work at the beginning. That was very not nice, but it's okay, no problem whatsoever. So we're at 198 likes, and there we go. I believe we touched 200 likes. So that is perfect. 220. You guys are awesome. So let's have a look at the next one. So I think you guys want me to look at Luna? Come on, guys. Come on, not Luna, for sure not Luna. Okay, maybe if you are all wanting Luna, then maybe I do look at Luna. Okay, you guys do want Luna. Okay, let's have a look at XRP, and then I look at Luna. I don't know why you guys want me to look at Luna. That is pretty pretty crazy, actually. I've not looked at Luna since what happened, right? So this is XRP. XRP is looking interesting. We're at 0 0.4, so we're at 40 cents, right? We're at 43 cents actually. So what happened with XRP is that we had this very nice bearish, I would say bearish continuation pattern. But yeah, you could say it was a bear flag, right? It was some sort of a bear flag that we broke towards the downside. You could also call it a descending wedge too, but we did come from bearish price movement. So we broke down quite nicely. I would have said that this 41 cent area would be nice support because we do have some candles touching back to this level, and we came down to it perfectly. And now upon a hammer candle, just like Bitcoin, we are seeing a reversal towards the upside. Now, how far can this reversal go? You know what? Let's do something fancy. Let's use the Fibonacci. I haven't used Fibonacci in a pretty long time, right? So I haven't used that in a long time. We got to put it to the lower wick, right? We got to put it to the lowest point, the lowest, the swing low. And currently what we can see is there's some nice resistance at the 38.2 on the Fibonacci, and that price is at 47 cents. Now, I personally think we could reverse to 44.87 cents, and then the next level would be this Fibonacci at the 47 cents. So this is what I'm looking at for XRP. Now, time for another one. Do you guys really honestly want me to look at Luna? That is crazy. That is actually pretty crazy. Okay, so now show me the altcoins that you want me to look at. Shill it again. If we can get this to 275 likes this live stream, then I will look at another one. Okay, you guys are shilling. Luna C, Solana, Algo. Okay, let's have a look at Solana. And then if the stream reaches 300 likes, I'll have a look at Luna Classic as well. So let's have a look at Solana right now. So if I go to Solana USDT, Solana Tether. All right, so Solana is at $21, and wow. I personally remember, like in the previous bull market, I believe Solana went to like $200, and I was like, God, I wish I got into Solana back at $20. So this is the thing, guys. This is the psychology. We're still, I don't know if I would call what we're in a bull market. We're for sure in a relief rally, right? So I was always dreaming, man, I wish Solana at this level. I bought Solana at this level. I bought Xcoin at this level. And, it's at that time again, right? So it's nice to, in my opinion, start DCing into all of these altcoins that you guys really like. Again, not financial advice, but this is from my own previous experience. And I did regret not buying at these prices. So you could start looking into buying these alts for pretty cheap. Now, I do remember I was talking about a bull flag situation on Solana. I believe the last live stream I made, I may have talked about it, or a lot of videos ago, but we're still in this bull flag, right? We're still in this bull flag on the weekly time frame for Solana. And we touched the resistance, we touched the support of it perfectly. We bounced from this $20 area very nicely. And I believe we can reverse, because this is a hammer candle. If we close like this in the next 4 days and 12 hours, then we could come back up to the 22.5 level. And then, of course, the next level of resistance is at the $25.5 level. But the only way that I would trade Solana is if we see a break towards the upside from this bull flag, because I don't like to really scalp trade. I'm more of a swing trader, as you guys know. So let's see what you guys want me to look at. Okay, let's see. ADA, okay, you know what, we still haven't came to 275 likes, so I'm not going to look at Luna C until we hit 275 likes. So there's about 10 more likes to go. So if you guys smash up that like button, I will go to and have a look at Luna C. So come on, you guys can do it. Let's smash this to 275 likes. We're at 266. Come on, you guys got this. And in the meantime, I will look back at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the main guy that we want to look at. And in the meantime, I'll also have a look at the S&P 500. So I believe Bitcoin came perfectly to our long target. Again, I believe I said this when I was muted at the beginning of the stream. If you are in my free Telegram channel, I did update you guys saying that personally I'm not going to get into this, because I don't trade the day before, the day after, and the day of news events. But I said that I will update you guys later on in the stream itself. So it wasn't looking good now, but of course, personally I didn't get into it. You could have if you wanted to, because it was a nice hammer candle. The reason being was it was a news day itself, so I don't trade that volatility. I don't personally like it. But again, if you are risk tolerant, because we did have a huge stop loss, right? If you're willing to take this risk, and it wasn't a 2-to-1 ratio trade either, it was a pretty big, it was a 1 to 1.6, so it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. I only trade 1 to 2, 2 to 1. I don't like to trade anything below that. But if you did decide to take that trade, it's so far up almost 2%, and we are coming to our 28.2K target. We're very close to it. Let me check. Have we gotten to our like target yet? Have we gotten up to it? So let's see. We have gotten up to 293. Okay, perfect. So we've smashed the 275 target. So let's have a look at Luna C as promised. I still don't know why you guys are even trading this, but oh my god, zero. Oh my god, what has happened to Luna? That is crazy. I mean, the last time I remember it was Luna when it was like $70, but wow, it's been a while since I looked at Luna for sure. Let's have a look at the weekly chart, because I think the weekly is more interesting. We are seeing a very massive hammer candle right here, which could indicate a reversal towards the upside. And the way that I would personally trade this, although I would not trade this because I don't trade meme coins. I don't trade meme coins and stuff like this that has basically went to zero anyways. But you could if you want to, right? I'm not going to say anything to that. You could open a trade if we break the opening of this bearish hammer candle. So at like 9479, and then the next level that I would be looking at for resistance, potentially resistance, would be at this 10 added 12286. So that is the next level that I'm personally looking at if we do see a break above for Luna C. But of course, you'd have to see a huge move on Bitcoin for Luna C to follow as well, right? So that's what I would say for Luna C. Now I want to quickly look at the S&P 500. So let's have a look at the SPX and see what is happening. I believe, no, this is not the pre-market. This is not the pre-market symbol for the S&P. I believe that's the SPY. So let's have a look there. It's an ETF. So the pre-market is at 414. So it's not a huge gain, right? So it's not a huge gain. So it's at 414, meaning we are at like here, right? We're at this level. So we've offsetted the losses of this candle already. So the market's going to open in like 1.5 hours. So that's good, right? That means we're around the resistance of this ascending triangle here. Now, ascending triangles are bearish, but we have retested this resistance multiple times. So if we do manage to break above this resistance on the S&P 500 right over there, then our next level is at the 4,280, which of course, if the S&P rises, then Bitcoin could see an increase too. But it will all depend on that. So that is what I'm looking at. Okay, so it's time to look at another altcoin. Oh no, my thing is frozen. Okay, so let's fix this very quickly. So what I'm going to do is we're going to switch this to Telegram. Okay, Telegram works. Switch it back to Brave. Okay, there we go. It's all good. It's all good. Perfect. Our thing is back. So now let's go back into the chat and see what you guys want me to look at. Let's see what is going on. Okay, chat. You guys want me to look at Doge. Okay, let's have a look at Doge. Let's go ahead and look at Dogecoin, and then we'll cycle back to, of course, the big boy Bitcoin. So let's have a look at Doge USDT. Okay, wow, Doge is seeing a it's kind of lost momentum. Right, Doge has kind of lost momentum, honestly. We're not seeing massive moves at the moment. I think we need to see a push from Elon Musk, which I think it could be possible with the X app that they're trying to integrate to Twitter. So I think it's possible. I don't think it's too far-fetched. If we do see a push from there, then Doge could explode. But at the moment, we are squeezing very heavily on the price of Dogecoin, and we have this huge bullish pennant forming for Dogecoin. And if we do break towards the upside, then it'll be very, very huge. And I believe the next level that Doge could reach if we break towards the upside is the 11 cents level. So 11 cents will be some good resistance for Dogecoin to reach if we break the resistance line over here. So That is what I'm currently looking at. But even on the weekly time frame, I believe we're seeing, yeah, even on the weekly, we're seeing the Bollinger Band squeeze, which is huge. So I think a big move on Dogecoin could be imminent, right? So I do think Dogecoin could see a price movement pretty soon. So let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still at 28.1K. If I switch back to the daily time frame and get rid of the Bollinger Band, so our chart, it's happened again. My thing is, it's getting stuck. I don't know why it's getting stuck continuously. It is annoying me, but if we switch back to Brave, okay, there we go. Perfect. Now it's back. Now it's back. So if I switch to, we're on the daily time frame, perfect. Now we just got to zoom in a little bit more. So if we zoom in a little bit more, then it will be very nice. So we're at 28.2K. I believe, have we touched our bullish target yet? So if you did take this trade, I would look into taking profits on this long position personally. That's what I would be looking at, taking some profits from this long position if you did decide to take it. Yeah, we're seeing a pump. Now we touched it. I believe we touched it perfectly. So we're coming to it at the moment. Let's see, 28.2K. This is the level that we're most likely going to find some resistance at. So I would personally take some profits, reevaluate what happens. Are we going to see a consolidation here, break further towards the upside, or what's going to happen, right? So let's wait, right? If you are in this position, I would personally look into taking profits and then monitoring. If we do see another break towards upside, actually, you know what? You could take, if you wanted to, 50% of your take profit. You could do a 50% take profit. And then what you could do is, of course, put your stop loss to break even. And then if we see a further break towards the upside, then your next take profit could be at the 28,000. Let's have a look. Let's have a look into the daily chart for the next level, right? So I would say around maybe 28.5K is a good level. Of course, nothing in this video is financial advice, just my own personal tea and opinions only. But, we would be looking to find resistance at this level perhaps, but we're trying to smash above it. But I do believe we could find some resistance for sure. So you know what, the second level I would say is the 28.7. So the 28.7 is a good level, but Bitcoin is smashing above this level. Let's see. Let's hope it's not a fake out, because these candles, it does all sorts of things, and then it crashes back towards the downside. But of course, congratulations if you did decide to take this trade on the daily time frame. It was very, very beautiful indeed. So we're currently at $28,250. Let's see how many likes are we on this live stream. That is what I'm interested in. How many likes are we getting? So we are at 317 likes. Okay, you know what? If this stream reaches 330 likes, I will look at ADA. I will look at ADA if we go to 330 likes. So next trade for Bitcoin. Look, the next trade, right? I'm just waiting. Again, as I said, I would be personally looking to taking like some pretty good profits at this level already, and then maybe putting a second take profit at the $28,700 level. That's what I'd be looking at doing. But Pepe, let's see what Pepe is doing, because Pepe is interesting. Pepe is looking interesting. We are seeing a bit of a pump towards the upside, very small one, of course, following Bitcoin. Ethereum is not following it so much. It looks like Bitcoin is decorrelated from all of these, meme coins and all of these, altcoins as well. But, Bitcoin is doing pretty well indeed at the moment. We're trying to rise even higher, but we are facing some level of resistance at this 28.2K. So let's have a look. How many likes has this live stream reached to? I got to do some homework, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be here for a very long time. Let's see. We are at 350. Wow, perfect. Man, Crypto Smith is in the chat. Guys, this guy is absolutely amazing. I love Crypto Smith. If you guys want to look at meme coins, I definitely recommend watching Crypto Smith's channel. He is the GOAT in terms of meme coins. His content is very, very nice. So do make sure to check out Crypto Smith. He's a good guy. He's in the chat right now. No worries at all, bro. Okay, so let's have a look at ADA, because we have smashed the like target very nicely. So let's have a look at ADA USDT. And Bitcoin is at 28.3, so we could soon be even reaching our second take profit at the 28.7. But very quickly, let's have a look at ADA, Cardano. Cardano is seeing a pump, guys. ADA Army. Cardano is pumping. This is very nice. Cardano is seeing a pump towards the upside, more so than Ethereum and stuff. So this is cool. This is bullish. But we are at a critical level of resistance for Cardano. Well, at least we're approaching it, because I would say this level is pretty important. It's a very, very critical level. So the 37 cents is pretty important resistance for Cardano. So if we continue pumping, we will find some resistance at the 37 cents. And my stomach is beginning to growl because I haven't eaten in hours, but I will continue with the stream just for you guys. Now, we've looked at ADA. Personally, no trade zone for me for ADA. I want to wait until we get to this level. We could see some consolidation and pump even higher, but I will wait until we come back up to this level, of course. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so Solana. We looked at Solana already. You can cycle back and look at Solana. So what else you guys want to do? This is your chance. If you want me to look at any alts, put it in the chat right now and I will have a look at it. Okay, we are seeing Shiba being requested heavily. So I'm going to look at Shiba, and then we're going to have a look at AVAX. So Avalanche, we're going to have a look at too. So let's have a look at Shiba. Shiba is cool. I was super early in Shiba. Wow, it's still above the price that I bought Shiba at. I bought Shiba I believe like 1.5 years ago now at 0.000 and we've still not come down to that price, right? We've still not come down to the price I bought it at, even after all these stuff crashing and everything. It's crazy. I have a pretty big story with Shiba. It was the first big amount of money I've ever made. I could have taken more profits, but I didn't take enough. So that was also a valuable lesson. But Shiba looks interesting. It looks like we could be forming an inverse head and shoulders. Maybe. No, not so much. Not so much. But we are at resistance. We are at resistance for Shiba on the 1 hourly at least, right? So we are at some resistance at this level. If we do manage to break towards the upside, then Shiba could see a move up, right? Shiba could definitely see a move up towards the downside. But you know what was beautiful? This bearish continuation pattern on Shiba was beautiful, guys. Maybe I should do more TA on altcoins, because we've seen this bearish continuation on Bitcoin that smashed down perfectly to our targets, which I mentioned in the Telegram channel. So maybe I should look at altcoins too, because it's looking pretty good. So let's switch back to Bitcoin, because I believe Bitcoin is still pumping towards the upside. I believe Bitcoin is still pumping up. Yes, Bitcoin is pumping up, but it's not great that this candle this could be a shooting star candle. Again, there's still 53 minutes for this candle to close. As I said, I'd be looking to take profits on this long position if you did decide to long. But you know, my next TP is at 28.7, but I would definitely personally take profits at this level already. So that is what I'm looking at. Wow, you guys want me to look at USDT? That is a nice one to look at. I think USDT could go to $1. Honestly, I think USDT could see a move towards $1, but that's a joke, of course. That's a joke. CHZ. CHZ. I've not heard of that one before. Look at BRC20. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of BRC20. I know it's super hyped up, but I don't like to look at... Should we have a look at BRC20? You know what? Let's have a look at BRC20. Let's have a look. Let's go to DEX tools. I think you look at it here. So if we go to... Is BRC20 the BNB chain or the Bitcoin chain? Because I'm not exactly sure. I'm not into meme coins, but if this is BRC20, verified in the chat section below. Wow, I mean, just look at this. It's huge pump and dumps. I don't even want to look at these altcoins, guys. I really don't even want to look at them because it's not nice. Okay, perfect. So we are forming this shooting star candle. Again, there is 51 minutes for this candle to close. It is a very clean shooting star candle. So if we do see a reversal, you know, maybe I think we will see some consolidation. If anything major happens, I will update you on the Telegram channel anyways, for sure. But guys, I think I'm going to end it off very soon, right? Because I want to eat. I want to drink some water. And then I need to go back to studying. But let's make sure to get this stream up to 400 likes, and then I will look at one more thing before leaving. So we're at 383 likes. Let's see what you guys want me to look at. I think, oh yeah, I did say let's have a look at AVAX, right? AVAX. And I've heard that AVAX is going to have a huge token unlock soon. So just because of that, I'm not too bullish on AVAX because the token unlock could cause a dump towards the downside. Guys, look at this. It looks exactly like the Bitcoin chart, AVAX, Avalanche. Wow, we're at $15. That's crazy. I remember Avalanche at like $17 also, even higher. That's unbelievable. But because of this token unlock situation, I believe that we could see big dump on AVAX soon. We're also seeing the shooting star candle form. So if that does play out, then we could see a imminent reversal towards the downside as well after the CPI. So let's see. Shooting star is what? It's a reversal candle. When we have a huge wick at the top, it means that the buyers are exhausted, and we could see a move down towards the downside. So that's what I would say. But I think I'm going to leave it here. I think I will leave it over here. And let's see if we can get this 7 more likes, right? 7 more likes, then I will look at one more thing. You guys have 10 seconds to get 7 more likes. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are we at 400 likes? Let's have a look. We are at 400 likes. Wow, you guys are amazing. Okay, let's have a look at one more thing. Let's have a look at something else. Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, let's have a look. Matic. I'll do Matic and then I'll end off. Let's have a look at Matic. Matic is cool. I like Matic. So let's go to Matic. Matic USDT. That's what we want to look at. Matic is also seeing the same thing. We're seeing the shooting star in Matic too. If we do reverse, I think there's good support at 88 cents. But we are seeing this shooting star. I want to wait for this candle to be confirmed to actually initiate a trade anyways. So that's what I'm looking at. But guys, I'm going to end it off there because I want to eat. I want to relax a little. I want to do some homework. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm very upset that the mic didn't work at the beginning. That was a shame, but I hope you like this new streaming setup. Lesson learned for next streaming, for the next stream. But guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, thank you so much as well for watching the replay. And I will see you all very soon. So everyone, take care and bye-bye. Now I need to end off the stream. Yes, that's going to take some time. And now we're in this awkward phase too. So that's not cool. We're going to end the stream and boom, end.